टीचर्स का होश, सपने थे कुछ खास यहीं। फिर आया 2016, लाया नैक का ग्रेड ए। पूरी कॉलेज में शुरू हुए खुशियों के सिलसिले। 2022 आते आते उन्नति का परचम लहराया। A+ ग्रेड पाया, मुंबई का पहला सेल्फ फाइनेंस्ड कॉलेज बनाया। अब सन 2024 आया, कॉलेज ने ऑटोनॉमी पाई। स्टूडेंट्स की शक्ति में विश्वास और मजबूत बनने की तैयारी। इस सफर में हंसी भी है, तालियां भी हैं, गर्व की बातें हैं बहुत। उषा प्रवीण गांधी कॉलेज, जिसने हर चुनौती को किया कबूल। आज भी वो कहते हैं, हम रुकेंगे नहीं, हम थकेंगे नहीं। स्टूडेंट्स की शक्ति में विश्वास, आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे, रुकेंगे नहीं। क्योंकि हवा नहीं ये आंधी है, उषा प्रवीण गांधी है।
Well, guys, can we hear it out for the 20th annual day of UPG College? All right, Swara, let's go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, respected Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Ma'am, Honorable Chief Guests, parents, teaching staff, non-teaching staff, and all my dear colleagues. Today, we welcome you to this talent-studded afternoon. Can we hear it up for UPG College, guys?
Today is not only a day of performances, but today is also a day of achievements. As we always say that, UPG is where we give a platform to the students, to the faculties, to showcase, to grow, and that's the reason why we are here. Can we give it out for the 20th annual day of UPG College together? Get your hands together, because we are starting up with the star-studded day of today. Before we go on ahead, Vakratunda Mahakarya Surya Koti Samatprabha.
Nirvignam kurume deva sarvakareshu sarvada. Let us begin this afternoon with the enduring spirit of devotion of Ganesh Vandana. Please put your hands together for Nandini Shetty.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा लम्बोदर नमस्तुभ्यं शततं मोदक प्रिय लम्बोदर नमस्तुभ्यं शततं मोदक प्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा लम्बोदर नमस्तुभ्यं शततं मोदक प्रिय लम्बोदर नमस्तुभ्यं शततं मोदक
Well, guys, that was Nandini. Nandini is also a champion of the college who has won at the Youth Festival. Can we also hear it for that? So, as I said, today's day is a day of star studded performances as well as a day of achievers. So, all those who have been achieving and growing, this platform has been created for them. All right, Swara, let's go ahead.
As we transition into the next phase of our ceremony, I would like to invite our Honorable Anju ma'am, Smriti ma'am, Kalika ma'am, and our dear General Secretary Satlaj Mane to collectively illuminate the path of knowledge and prosperity by lighting the diya. Can we please have a big round of applause for them?
Requesting our Principal Madam, Dr. Anju Kapoor, along with our Vice Principal Ma'am, Smriti Ma'am, along with Registrar Ma'am, Kalika Ma'am, and the General Secretary of the college, Satlaj Mane. To enlighten the show with lighting of the lamp. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. कौन से एरा का गाना था? Okay, ठीक है, good choice. All right. As we go on ahead, before that, as I had said, this year we had tried to come up with innovation with AI reaching the top of the world. So there needs to be innovation, there needs to be a change, and that's why we all here in UPG believe in growth and development. So as we go on ahead, before that, I would request our volunteers to get ready for a new segment added up in our annual day. And this is going to be for the first time that we are coming up with an innovation. Because, of course, we have heard about mainstream annual day going on with reading the reports as well as talking about how the future of the college has been going on. Along with that, at the moment, what we are going on is let's discuss how innovation has come up. All right. So as we go on ahead, before that, I would like to call on stage our first chief guest of the day. But before I call a name, can we have the video, please? All eyes on the screen. Well, guys, as you saw the video, delightful, very happening. And calling on stage right now, our first chief guest, Dr. Subhadra Anand Ma'am, former principal of National College as well as author and social worker, requesting Dr. Anand Ma'am to please join us on stage. Can we hear it out for Dr. Anand Ma'am? Get your hands together. We can hear it out loud. Ma'am has a list of achievements. She has been a mentor and inspiring a lot of youngsters as well as, I think most of the teachers out here have been following her path. And we are here with Dr. Anand Ma'am. Dr. Anand Ma'am, a warm welcome from the family of UPG College. I would request Ma'am to please take a chair for the discussion. I would request our very own principal, Dr. Anju Kapoor ma'am, to join us with Anand ma'am on stage, please. And why that was the moment I have been asking ma'am to join along with as Dr. Anand entered, why I asked Dr. Anju Kapoor to join. That would be a story later. So I don't want to come up with more questions or curiosities. Can we go on with our next guest, please?
So the next guest for the day is our college alumni, Falguni Khanna. Falguni moved to this city in 2014 after finishing her school. She was sure of pursuing mass media, so she chose one of the best colleges in town, no points for guessing, Usha Praveen Gandhi College. She represented the college in Femina Miss India in 2019, where she was Maharashtra's finalist and won the title of Miss Shining Star and Miss Beautiful Smile and Miss Fashion Icon. Her short film, Continuity, was screened at the Cannes 2023 and is expected to release on Amazon Prime by August this year. She has been the leading face for more than 200 brands such as Fair and Lovely, Dabur Gulabari, Joya Lucas, Malabar Diamonds, Manish Malhotra, Ariel, Ola, Biba, etc. Can we have a huge round of applause for her, please?
All right, ma'am, I would take your permission to please join you. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Okay, one principal wasn't enough, I have got. Okay, the fear will always go on with a student. And yes, we are helping on with it. So before we go on with it, just a moment. Okay, the mic is ready with us. And I won't take much of time of what the college is because we are here to colleges, the 20th year out here. And I have got a certain questions for all of you. So as we said that, this is a day of achievement, this is a day of, performers, and this is also a day of mentors. Because what I know, Anand ma'am has been a mentor to Kapoor ma'am, all right, and Kapoor ma'am has been a mentor to you. Now maybe I'll be following the mentor list together, okay? So I'll just go on with the questions. So the first question comes out to all of you. How do you believe the definition of mentorship has evolved over the past few decades, especially considering the diverse fields you all come from? We have academics, we have psychology, we have Bollywood out here. So we would like to start it from Anand ma'am, please.
So your question is my interpretation of a mentor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so through the times, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
So mentorship is, can you hear me, all of you? Yes, ma'am. Yeah? Okay, now mentorship is not carved out. Mentorship comes naturally. You don't sit and you say, oh, now I have to be a mentor and I must mentor this one, I must mentor that one. That is all prefabricated. And I would call it that is a kind of a facade. Because mentorship must come from example. How you yourself conduct yourself. What are the values that you hold? How do you prioritize things? How do you conduct yourself? And what is the integrity and honesty which is inherent in you? So all that must come and does come naturally because you are that kind of a person. You are that kind of a human being. And if you have no pretenses and if you're not trying to act or you're not trying to, kind of build a self-image, then I think mentorship is a natural phenomena which is something that reflects the person whom you are looking up to. It is not that I prioritize, okay, these are the things that I must do so as I can mentor. No preconceived notion. Mentorship must be natural. Mentorship must be what you are and how you conduct yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that. Now, as I said, we are going for mentorships. We have three like 4 different generations out here. And with that, I would request, okay, I would go on with Falguni ma'am. Okay. The mentors decide. Anju ma'am.
I think Anand ma'am has put it up very well. One doesn't consciously go out to mentor somebody. And I'll talk a lot more about mentorship if I have a specific segment which he has asked me to speak on. But personally, I think one has to be very observant, watching all the time. And I think in my case, that is what happened. I was very observant. I had extremely good role models. And there was no such conscious, like a tuition class that we would sit and say, let's mentor anybody. But I just picked the things from the right people. And I just sponged off through the observations. And of course, you have to have an inherent personality to learn. You have to be a willing learner. And I think if all of us put ourselves in that role in our life, there's always someone who's unconsciously mentoring us. We just have to be a little more observant and pick from them. So I think that's my take on this whole concept of mentorship.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to go on with Falguni ma'am, please.
I certainly had great mentors, so that's why I'm here, and I give all the credit to all my mentors, my parents here. But coming back to your question where you said that how has it evolved over the decades, I feel digitalization and this digital age has really helped in that. Experts who have walked the path and done the work, we have we have the facility to access their knowledge and to understand whatever they have done in their expertise. With the digital age coming in, we have more access, as I said, and also more acceptance. And digital age has really helped with giving us the expertise that our mentors have expertise in.
I would also like to say that these 3 mentors out here are not only mentors, they give a chance for leadership also. And I believe, with mentorship, leadership also comes in when we talk about bearing the torch. And then, it should grow on, it should go ahead. Like, I have the chance to, of course, work with ma'am as well as Anand ma'am. And it has never happened that, in their mentorship, it's not about you do the thing. Do it the way you want it. And that's how I think making comfortable is also, a part of how mentorship goes on.
Absolutely. I would just like to add, I remember back when, I was going for Miss India, and I had a little hiccups that, I didn't want to do certain things, and, I wanted it my way. I remember ma'am sat me down for a couple of days, and even my professors, they made sure after the college got over, they gave out time, and, they made me so comfortable that, I actually won 3 titles. I'm the only Miss India who had won 3 titles. So all that goes to the mentors here.
Thank you so much. Along with that, we move on to another question for Dr. Anand ma'am here. In your opinion, what role does the youth play? In your opinion, what role does the youth play in shaping cultural and educational institutes today? And how was this role changed from your time as a young adult?
First and the foremost thing, I think youth is perennial. Youth is the same during the ages because that the enthusiasm, the willingness to learn, the explorations, etc., is there in youth from time immemorial. Otherwise, there would not be any progress. And the only thing is that maybe the value system undergoes a change, and that undergoes the change keeping in mind how the society is moving. But at the same time, the institutions are built up on the shoulders of the youth. No institution can build up if the youth is not part of that institution. If the youth does not feel for the institution, and if the youth does not feel proud of the institution, if that doesn't happen, the institution will become a colossal failure. So in the segment of institution building, the first and the foremost, the apparatus is the youth. Because we are there in the institution because of youth. If the youth is not there, if the students are not there, the teachers become irrelevant, the principal becomes irrelevant, everything becomes irrelevant. Now your question that has the youth changed? They have to change. If they do not change, then where is the growth? I would not expect the youth of today to be what the youth was when I was a lecturer. No way. That would mean stagnation, because they have to change, and with that we also have to change. We cannot impose our views on them and they, we say that no, this is the right way. No, there is no such thing as right way. It is a growth, and if the growth is there with everybody together, then the institution will excel and will get A++ at NAC. Thank
Ma'am,
you.
trying for that now. All right. I would also like to add on when we talk about youth institution and mentorship. Just a year back, 2 years back, we got A+, and what was important in all the criterions, we were a team, and it wasn't about, we don't have bosses in UPG, we have leaders in UPG, and I think that's where it's all going to be a progression ahead when the comfort and when we talk about growing together work. So with that, as I spoke about UPG and leadership, I'm going to the leader, Anju ma'am. So ma'am, how do you balance tradition and innovation when mentoring the next generation, especially in fields as dynamic as education comes up?
That's wonderful that I get a clap even before I've spoken. So as we said earlier, I'm not consciously mentoring anybody, okay? I'm just being myself. What I have learned over the years, I'm just trying to say the same thing. Sometimes I feel I'm narrating a lot more stories these days about my past mistakes and the way I was treated and how I don't like what I was treated. So when I'm narrating these to my colleagues and we're having conversations, I think very subconsciously a lot of them are picking up from me and they are forming their own impressions. I believe that each one of you sitting here, whether it's my student, whether it is our parent, whether it is my non-teaching staff, and whether it is my colleague, because I always treat my faculty as my colleagues. I was there a few years back where you are. I always believe that you are continuously evolving, as ma'am said. And we're all thinking, observing, intelligent human beings. None of us are here because we are dumb. And even if we are a little less smart than some other person, we get smarter in the company we keep, right? So I believe in UPG we keep a very, very vibrant, a very, very intelligent company.
Each one is continuously learning. We are also I see they are also having a lot of fun, a lot of times. But when it comes to being task-oriented, no one forgets that they have a deadline to follow. No one forgets that they have a job to deliver. And they also understand that I am very particular that we shouldn't always be task-oriented. We have to find the balance and we have to be a little empathetic. We have to understand that, okay, if a student has not been able to perform for some XYZ reason, it's not because he or she is not genuinely plugged into the emotion of UPG. Because UPG is like really become an emotion now. Everything you will see here on stage today, right from the poetry that my colleague read out, and gave his voice over for. The poem was written by students. Everything, I was telling ma'am, everything you see on stage today is by UPG, for UPG, done by UPG students. Nothing has been outsourced by anybody. And we put up such a good show that this whole sentence, Hawa nahi hum pani hai, this was also coined by one of my students. One of the days, I think it's a BA student, and he said it, and we said, wow, this is the UPG anthem. So we continuously, I've always believed that we should be open-minded, we should be innovative. Of course, there are times when I do exercise judiciously my decision-making, and many of them then know, this is where we have to draw the line. But I think we figure that out, and it's been a wonderful journey so far going forward.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Going on with Falguni, ma'am, reflecting your own experiences, what advice would you give to young women aspiring to succeed in respective fields?
Thank you for the question. I think I would narrow it down to 3 points. First being master your work. You know, just keep doing whatever aligns with, you know, your profession, your passion. And second being, for any field, I would say positive self-talk is really the game changer. That little happy dance you do before moving out of the house, that changes your day. So positive thinking being the second. And third, as ma'am said, and I've learned it in UPG, learn to have fun. Love what you do and do what you love. So I think that's my advice to everybody out there. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's also been practiced by a leader when she is, like whenever we on, like she does ask us, take a break. Chutti le lo, thoda aaram karo, come fresh. And I think, mentorship, leadership all comes with how you observe, your friends together or colleagues together. As ma'am has rightly put up, we are all colleagues out here.
Yeah.
And that's quite important. All right, now going on for a question for all. And the question is, now reflecting on all your achievements, how do you believe the landscape for women in your respective field has changed over the years? We would like to go on and start with Anand ma'am.
Let's ask the
Okay.
youngest to start.
All
maybe.
right.
I think over the past few decades, I feel there are equal and probably more opportunities for women. There's equal pay and rather more pay. And yes, I have seen that. I was paid more than my co-actor in my film. So, and also I feel equal pay, and also I feel women have become more outspoken. You know, we stand on our ground, we know what we want, and we fight for what we want. So I think that's really changed over the couple of years. Thank you.
Anju ma'am, please.
I don't think it's just about women now. I think all of us are blessed. I think the younger generation sitting here in this auditorium, my students are far more blessed because I think they have more opportunities today available to them. As Falguni mentioned about social media, it wasn't there in our days. We didn't know how to use it actively or intelligently. And we just thought, okay, we got onto Facebook because we wanted to connect with our friends and school and post pictures. But today I see the mediums that the youngsters are using, they're using it far more intelligently. Of course, some of them are getting even addicted to it. But most of the time, if you use it intelligently, your LinkedIn profiles, all of this. So it's not only about women. I think generally, I feel the opportunities coming in a profession like ours, we're teaching, or even if I have a practice, so I do counseling practice. It really doesn't matter whether it's a woman on the side or a gent. It's just that now there are far more people coming and approaching us as a counselor, irrespective of our gender. I have more male clients today than I had at one point in time. So it just says that, people are coming out, and these opportunities, this knowledge, this connectivity that we have got across the globe, that is what is bringing about a change in the mindset. And I think the youngsters are really blessed. One thing that I would love to reverse is the clock where I could get younger and the experience that I have today. And I know that's a conversation that can never happen. But that's something the youngsters should take advantage of, your youth, your energy, and make the most of your time. That's really important, irrespective of the gender.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, Anand ma'am.
See, I firmly believe that progress of society as well as a nation is measured by how women are treated. We may shout from rooftops saying women should be this, women should be that, but it all starts at the beginning in the family itself. And when there is a distinction in the family of how you treat a son and a daughter, there itself injustice starts. And that injustice somehow stays on with the women, with the girl child, because the girl child feels that all the privileges were given to the brother and not to the. So, a day when India has evolved to such an extent that parents do not distinguish between a girl child and a boy child, that equal freedom is given to both. It's not that only the boys will get the freedom, the girls will not get the freedom, and also the self-confidence that is put in the child by the parents, by the brother itself. Most of the time you find that the brothers themselves are discriminating against their sister. And they are trying to have an uppity hand over there, which is again an injustice. So we may talk a lot about our progress here and there, we've gone here, our technology is like that. But till our women are feeling genuinely that they are equal to the male, our society will then be a completely liberated society, and our education will then be an education par excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, as we have been talking about progress, development, and as we are celebrating achievements here, I would like to ask one question to all of you based on achievements. Now, you know, achievements now happen that even when I'm sitting with you all, it's an achievement. So what I'm going to do is, if at all I get a good picture clicked, I'm going to go home. Now, there are two things to it. First would be a personal satisfaction. Second would be the societal validation. So what is more important? So maybe for me, it might be okay. I'm sitting with mentors and celebrities on stage. So I'm happy, but I want to show the world that, okay, this is my achievement. But at the end of the day, am I happy? So the question is, I have just tried to put it up together. In the context of celebrating achievements, how do you balance personal satisfaction with societal recognition, especially in fields where women accomplishments have been under-recognized or unrecognized? Okay, ma'am,
Okay.
please.
I think for me, it's always been, I don't like to blow my own trumpet. I've always told you all that. If you're working for getting praise and if you're working for validation, I don't think you should do the job. You should do the job if you genuinely enjoy doing the job. So most of the time, I don't make my staff and people uncomfortable that I'll give you things just to test you. I don't like to play those kind of situations out for you. I'd rather give you something which is your strength. So having said that, I don't think, personally, for me, I think coming to a place of work and doing my bit and leaving at the end of the day, it's not only always about our salaries or money. You know, we get joy out of working. And if I get that joy out of doing a task, there are times in your role you don't enjoy everything you are given. You know, you just have to do it. You just, one of those uncomfortable things. Like maybe for me at some point in time, let's say publishing research papers in very reputed journals was not a big thing. It didn't mean much, but just to publish a simple fictional story where I got creative satisfaction was more joy. So I think each one has to judge the parameter of what gives them joy themselves. And I think you're talking about validation is because the youngsters today are so interested in the number of likes they get on everything. I don't think we grew up with that, so it doesn't bother me. In fact, sometimes I find it very difficult to say thank you to each of the likes I'll get. So I don't think social validation, of course, one likes to be appreciated. And there are different ways in which the appreciation shows. So I don't need to measure it all the time, but I just feel joy in doing the work. And if that is done well, I think that's success for me.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to go on with Falguni ma'am.
Very rightly put by ma'am, of course. But if I have to be truly honest, coming from the field that I am, I don't think there is a balance. You know, it is the situation. You know, it's in the moment. You decide what you want to prioritize. Sometimes I would prioritize celebrating my mom's birthday, but sometimes I have to go out there for a social event and, you know, I have to put it on my Instagram to have a certain image up there, right? So That's certainly there. And balance, I think we only like the bank balance. So yeah, there's no balance for me. I feel, we just choose the right moment, and it's in the moment the situation demands. So thank you.
So rightly put for the youth. It's important. Every balance is important for the likes, for the balance, as well as balance in life. Okay. All right. I hope you guys are just listening and not clapping. Okay. All right. Can we give it out for the audience here for that amazing cheer up they have been doing? All right. Okay. I hope the Josh goes on ahead.
I'll
Yeah.
to just add.
Sure, ma'am.
See, as far as achievement is concerned, first and the foremost thing I'd like to stress that achievement should be for yourself. Achievement cannot be to satisfy your parents. Achievement should not be something that you are being forced to achieve from your parents because your parents have got certain dreams for you. By all means, they have to have the dreams, but if their dreams are clashing with your dreams, and then you're trying to swim against the tide by achieving what your parents want to achieve, then that is something that will lead to an unbalanced state of mind. So that achievement that we are talking about, the students and the youth must be very clear about what they want to achieve. Maybe take help from your parents as far as that is concerned, but please do not go in for emotional blackmail of the parents by trying to achieve something that you are not capable of, but you are doing it just under the pressure of your parents. That kind of achievement, even if you get it, will be an embittered achievement. You will be never happy with it. So achievement has to be self-oriented, and you have to work towards what you enjoy, what you want to do, and that's the finest balance that you can have.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So rightly put. We have students, we have parents out here, and I hope now we know, achievement comes out, emotions, and achievements cannot be forced through somebody, and it's a personal go on ahead. Now, as we are sitting out with mentors, and we have our college leader here, and of course, she's our mentor. So I am curious to ask this question to you, ma'am. And I think I did not inform you about this, but I want to ask you. Can you discuss a mentor or a figure, a person in your life, or a role model in your journey? And how do you now mentor others to celebrate and support their achievements?
This is really a very, it's an honor to be seated here with my mentor. So if that is what Yatin wanted me to say it in a public forum, I've told her several times. I have worked with Dr. Anand for a good number, I think for the maximum years of my career. And when I can tell you I've picked and learned a lot of things just by merely observing her. Of course, I have worked at some point in time very closely also with her as a head of a department, and she was the principal there. But I think you don't, sometimes the mentor, she didn't realize that I was so, so much of a good learner, I would say, that I would want to hear and pick everything she said. And even at that point in time, I had absolutely no clue what I'm going to do further in my life. So I was just working with her. I had no dreams. We weren't working at that point in time that, I'm going to probably one day become a principal of a college. No, we had no such clear path at all. In fact, the things that I can tell you what I really liked and imbibed from Dr. Anand, one incident I can just tell you, which could probably, it just struck me while I was recollecting today that I'm going to be meeting Mrs. Anand after so many years, and we've had such a good professional journey, was my first instance of her making me so comfortable. She was senior person, vice principal, I was a newcomer, lecturer, joined, and I would keep saying Dr. Anand, Dr. Shubhadra Anand. And one fine day, she just called me and she said, stop calling me this, just call me Shibu. And I was, you can imagine, like it's so, you're just a new lecturer, not even a year in your job, and the vice principal tells you, let's be friends, just call me. And that is when I began to realize that, I have someone who's so casual, informal, and yet she carried her, you don't need to actually, be mentored that you should respect her. Every action that she would do, you automatically respected. The openness, the freedom to ideate. Very often you can't ideate and give your suggestions. So those are the things I think are good, and I think I'm just replicating some of those things. I have good experience with her, so I just replicate that. And I don't know if that answers your question and what you want to say. And I mean, I don't need to say this in an open forum because I've said it many times to Anand ma'am. And she's here because I've made a request to her to come. Otherwise, she's busy. She's an author right now. And she's been the CEO of an organization, worked in an NGO for several years after her retirement from National College. So, and we never lost touch. Normally you lose touch with people. But we never lost touch because she would make it a point if I'm busy, and I got more busy in the last 10 years with UPG, so she would make it a point to call and we would catch up and we would exchange ideas. So I think you have to intellectually learn from your seniors. I was very open to feedback. There were many times when Anand ma'am would correct me if I'm wrong. I can't always be right? But today I see it's very hard to give feedback. We were talking about it the other day. Today, people don't want to take feedback. So then I step back after a point. But I think in Anand ma'am's day, very unconsciously, because there was so much of an age gap, there was so much of an experience that she carried, she would give me feedback and I would say, okay, I'll try and look at it differently. So I think those are the few things that I really admire, and it's really an honor, ma'am, to have you here. And as Falguni also said, we helped Falguni hardly, I think, to maybe 1 or 2 times when she had to say the right answers and we practiced the question answer. That's my memory of her. But she had the confidence and the courage to come up to us and say that, look, ma'am, I need help. So that's also a very important thing. Very often youngsters don't do that. They just put up a show or a bravado, कि हाँ, मुझे तो सब कुछ आता है. That's something that she didn't have. She said, ma'am, I would want to be better. I have to face an audience. This is the question that will come up. How do I work on it? And I think the BMM department also supported her at that time. And that's why we have a winner with us. So there are certain characteristics in what I have just said that you guys should probably pick. And of course, success will be yours.
Well, guys, with that, as we have been talking about achievements, progress, mentorship, we are ending up with a successful panel discussion out here. And can we hear it out for these mentors? And I would request Anju ma'am, Falguni ma'am, and Dr. Anand ma'am to please rise up, as we'll be calling you a bit ahead. And I would request Anju ma'am to felicitate our chief guest and our very own alumnus. I would request you to please come ahead. हाउस लाइट्स ऑन कर दीजिए, ऑडियंस लाइट्स ऑन कर दीजिए प्लीज, ऑडियंस लाइट्स. I would request Anju ma'am to felicitate our chief guest for the day, Dr. Shubhadra Anand ma'am, author, former principal, and a social worker. Can we hear it out here? Come on, get your hands together. पीछे की तालियां अब आगे भी बज सकती है, साथ में बजा दीजिए. क्या बात है? I would request Anju ma'am to also felicitate our alumnus, Miss Falguni Khanna, a UPG alumni. Can we hear it out for the pageant winner, UPG's alumni? All right. I would request all of you to stay back here because as we spoke, it's a day of celebrations and achievements. All right. Up now, next, we are going to call the toppers from different fields. All right, so calling the toppers on stage. All right, starting up with MA, and I would like to say that if at all there would have been other degree she would have taken up, she would have gone on for a hat trick because she had been the topper for her BMM, and now she's the topper again for MA, calling Shakshi Chandrana. I would request Navita ma'am, the head of Department of Mass Media, to please join us on stage. Navita ma'am, can we have you on stage, please? Can we have the picture of Sakshi Chandrana? Sakshi, can we have you on stage? Okay, Sakshi and Navita ma'am together. The topper who also topped in a graduation, topping in a post-graduation again from MEMA, Sakshi Chandrana. थोड़ी म्यूजिक भी हो जाए यार डीजे, थोड़ा सेलिब्रेशन कर रहे हैं यार. Up next on stage, we would like to call from MCOM, Yagnik Yash Hitesh Kyati. Can we have Yagnik on stage, please? I would also request the teachers of MCOM to be on stage. Mayur sir, can we have you on stage? Dr. Mayur sir. Can we have you on stage, please? Mayur sir. And Shubhangi ma'am. Mayur sir and Shubhangi ma'am on stage. Give it out for the topper from MCOM, Yagnik. 20th annual day, UPG it is. Toppers on stage. We guaranteed and promise it's a day of achievements. It's a day of star-studded performances. It's a day of celebration. For MCOM, Shubhangi ma'am and Mayur sir. Up next on stage from MSc IT, I would like to call on Smriti ma'am on stage and the topper, Darshak Parmar. Though Darshak Parmar is not present with us because he is in Australia already. Okay, Darshak. Oh, Darshak is here. आ गया ऑस्ट्रेलिया से वो. UPG का प्यार है वो मैम. So Darshak is here. ऑस्ट्रेलिया से मैम आ गया हो. Can we hear it out for Darshak, the topper of MSc IT, Darshak Parmar? वो MSc करने ऑस्ट्रेलिया. Up next on stage, before we go on, I would like to call on stage. I would like to call on stage Ashish sir, because up next on stage for the achievement we have the topper of BFTNP, Mohak Patel. Mohak Patel, the topper of BFTNP. Mohak is not here. All right, no problem. Can we hear it out for Mohak? Mohak is here. अच्छा वो मोहक नहीं है, मोहक यहाँ से आ रहा है. वो मेरा प्यारा वॉलंटियर है. वो मेरा प्यारा वॉलंटियर है. आज के फिलर एवी हो रहे, मेरे को करने की जरूरत नहीं है. वो भी जाके खड़ा हो गया लेने के लिए. Can we hear it out for Mohak, please? Can we have Mohak slide? Up next on stage, I would like to call on stage Rashmi ma'am. because we are going on with BMMC, the topper of the batch. I would request Nayanika, the topper of the batch, BMMC, to please come on stage. Can we hear it out for the topper of BMMC? Guys, get your hands together. 20th annual day, the toppers on stage, putting the stage on fire. After that, from BSCIT, I would like to call on stage our very own Swapnali ma'am. Can we have you on stage, please? No, though Krish is not present today with us, can we hear it out for the topper along with the team for Krish Parekh? Krish Parekh के लिए ताली हो जाए यार. आज प्रेजेंट नहीं हो पाए वो, लेकिन यार अरे जोर से ताली बजाओ, टॉपर है. क्या बात है, लेट्स गो. अच्छा, we have the photo of him behind, so he's joining us. Yes, he's joining us here. Okay, I would like to call on Mayur sir on stage because up next we have BMS. And for BMS, we have Tirth Shah, the topper of BMS, Tirth Shah. Tirth, are you here? यार BMS की आवाज किधर है? ताली कहाँ पे है? Tirth Shah, the topper, on stage. All right, ma'am, now these were the students. Now, as we always say that UPG has created a platform not only for the students but also for the faculties. And today is the day of achievements. So calling on our faculty members who have completed their PhDs or a degree this year. So calling up the first achiever for the PhD, and he comes from the BMS department. आवाज होना चाहिए. Can we hear it out for our very own Dr. Abhijit Mohite on stage, please? Dr. Abhijit Mohite completed his PhD and got it awarded. Presenting to you from BMS department, Dr. Abhijit Mohite. Calling up the next teacher on stage. He had been quite busy since last month and even today the whole day. And from the IT department, calling on stage, we have Dr. Rajesh Kumar Moria sir. Dr. Rajesh Kumar Moria sir completed his PhD on the topic Spatial Analysis and Visuals of Topographic and Multidimensional Data. He was guided by Dr. Sushil T. Kulkarni. Along with the teachers, we also have admin who has been present out here, and with all the support, we have been successful, and the success has been celebrated on stage. Calling for completing her MCOM, can we have Rekha Thanvi ma'am on stage, please? Rekha ma'am, a senior clerk with us, who has completed her MCOM this year. Most important is while in service, while working day and night, being in the office, supporting us, being one of the pillars of the college from the admin and working out day and night. She has been able to complete her MCOM. Can we hear it out here? Come on, get your hands together for Rekha ma'am. I would request our chief guest and alumnus to please settle down and to please take a seat with the audience. I would request our faculty members to please escort chief guest. Can we have with us, please? I would request Anju ma'am and Falguni ma'am to please. Now, before we go on ahead, okay, we had got a short glimpse of Miss Falguni Khanna, and all eyes on the screen. Just a minute, hold on. Can we have Falguni Khanna's glimpse on the LED, please? In the meanwhile, before we go on ahead, let me speak about the next guest with us.
We have a special guest today with us, Pratibha Ranta, a talent born and raised in the serene mountains of Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. Though initially not immersed in the world of cinema, acting became her passion at the tender age of 4. After completing her schooling, Pratibha embarked on a journey to Mumbai, the city of dreams, in 2019. She was fortunate to pursue her BA in filmmaking from the esteemed Usha Praveen Gandhi College. Like any newcomer, her path in Mumbai was laden with challenges and struggles. Yet, Pratibha's perseverance proved invaluable. Within 6 months, she secured her debut lead role in the TV show Kurba Hua on ZTV, followed by a web series titled Aadha Ishq for Woot. In an unexpected turn of events, Pratibha found herself auditioning before Amir Khan and Kiran Rao. Despite leaving the room without expectations, she received a call back confirming her selection for the lead role in their upcoming film Lapata Ladies. Produced by Amir Khan Productions and directed by Kiran Rao. Can we have a huge round of applause, guys?
All right, guys. Of course, we know that the videos are going to be played. But can we have Miss Pratibha on stage, please? यार जोर से ताली बजनी चाहिए यार. Celebrity वाला stage है. Yeah, please. Hello, ma'am. Hi. How is it like being back to UPG?
2 years back, I got my graduation degree in BA in filmmaking from this college. And today I stand here. What an honor. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so happy. Today I'm going to talk about my film Lapata Ladies. Okay, so before I start, I just want to ask, किसने film देख ली है? How did you like the film? Okay, so this film is about 2 young brides जो accidentally एक train journey में swap हो जाते हैं, and then how they discover their identities. My character Jaya, she fought for her education, she fought for her right, and unknowingly, she inspired everyone in the family to pursue their dreams. this film is not just about this, also about how it's okay for men to cry. रोना सबको आता है यार, सब रो सकते हैं. It's absolutely fine. ये फिल्म अभी भी सिनेमा घरों में चल रही है. जिसने नहीं देखी है, प्लीज़ गाइज गो एंड वॉच दिस फिल्म. मेरी डेब्यू फिल्म है. यहाँ से आगे मेरी एक बहुत लंबी जर्नी शुरू होने वाली है. आज मैं आप सबसे यही बात शेयर करने आई हूँ. So, are we showing the trailer?
Yes, yes, yes. Are we set, Arnav? Okay, एक बार ना पूरे volunteers के लिए ताली हो जाए यार. Because day and night they have been working out for it. And as we talk about AIs and technology, we are growing it up. So are we ready? All right, set. All eyes on the screen. Let's go. मतलब मेरी ऑडियंस में एक्साइटमेंट तो इतनी है, प्ले होने के पहले ही इतना एक्साइटमेंट है यार. आई होप दिस इज डबल द एक्साइटमेंट आफ्टर द वीडियो इज प्लेड.
I hope you all loved the trailer. तो ये फिल्म लगी है सिनेमा घरों में. जाइए, अपना प्यार दिखाइए. And you know, in all these 23 years of my life, I've realized this one thing. That if you believe in your dreams and you know that you're gonna make it, moving ahead in life, ऐसे लोग लाइफ में आते हैं जो आपको सपोर्ट करते हैं. And I remember this day. Thank you. And I remember this day so clearly. मैं आशीष सर के पास आई थी and I was so confused. I was so confused and I was so terrified कि मुझे बोल देंगे कि अब जाओ कॉलेज से because नहीं हो पाएगा क्योंकि मुझे तो अपने काम पे जाना है आगे. But then that day, sir told me, "Are you sure you're gonna do this?" And I said, "Yes, sir. करना तो यही है. शिमला से मुंबई अपने सपने पूरे करने के लिए आई हूँ." And sir said, "Go ahead, achieve your dreams. I'm here to support you. Just finish your assignments on time." So thank you, Ashish sir. Thank you, Anju ma'am. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, guys.
Well, guys, can we hear it out for our very own alumnus, Pratibha? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would request you to please join us with the audience. Can we hear it out for her? यार, come on. जाके सबको मूवी देखने थिएटर में. कौन सी मूवी है? Perfect. Thank you. I should be paid for that. Okay. Now with that, I think we had one video of our UPG alumnus Falguni Khanna out here. All right. Can you wave it? अच्छा, can we have you on stage again? I'm sorry to call you again. थोड़ा सा technical glitch था. And please, can we hear it out? Thank you. All right. All eyes on the screen. Let's go on with the video.
It's all about finding love and creating memories.
It's too big of a dream. You don't even have a godfather. I don't think it's going to work out. People struggle for their entire life and never really make it. It is a very tough industry for women. Are you sure you want to do this? So on and so forth. After a career start in Delhi with print campaigns for over 100 brands like Biba, Mederma, Himalaya, etc., for bigger and better opportunities, I landed in Mumbai, the city of my dreams. With no mentor, no concrete roadmap, just a bunch of confusing thoughts and my dream. Simultaneously, my parents insisted on finishing my education, and that's when I enrolled myself in Usha Praveen Gandhi College of Management, which I call my first home. So I am back home. I am truly indebted to my college for the support I received through my tenure here. I got an opportunity at Mood Indigo IIT, where I won Campus Princess 2016, and which became my entry for Femina Miss India. My heartfelt gratitude to the entire institution, our principal Anju ma'am, my professors, my friends, my students, everybody who came forward with so much enthusiasm, love and support, whether it meant attendance, help with submissions, and as Anju ma'am said, bolstering up for Miss India with the questionnaire round. I truly appreciate my college for being so unconditional in their unwavering support that I could complete my education along with the pursuit of my career, which not many people get to do. I am happy to share that my film Continuity, which was screened in Cannes this year, is available on Amazon Prime next week onwards. And this is my first feature film as a lead actress, Joruga Hosharuga Shikaru Podama, also called JHSP. It's a Telugu film, which is a worldwide release, is coming on cinemas in April next month. And it has also been a progressive journey of being the face of over 400 leading brands across the country and international. To name a few, Malabar Diamonds, Manish Malhotra, Ola, Go Colors, Aura Diamonds, and a lot more with all of your blessings. And Yakin Natha, a song by Pepon, is trending on YouTube currently. I am truly honored and humbled to be a part of this ceremony, as I truly believe and once again thank UPG, my first home, for being a leading force in my education and my career. Thank you so much. मंजिल मिलनी अभी बाकी है पर मज़ा बहुत आ रहा है. Thank you guys.
Check. Thank you so much, Falguni ma'am, for being back on the stage, back with UPG. And can we hear it out for her? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I hope you keep on coming. And of course, UPG family will be always delighted and glad to welcome you. I would request to please take your seat and enjoy the show ahead. I would request Dr. Mayur Vyas sir, the cultural teacher in charge of Cultural Committee, to please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to the 20th annual function of Shri Vileparle Ke Lavani Mandal's Usha Praveen Gandhi College of Arts, Science and Commerce, A+ College, and it gives me great pleasure, yes, to welcome you all and to mark the conclusion of this first formal section of our annual day celebration, where we have actually felicitated some of our academic achievers, some of our really great achievers who are going places and also taking UPG name along with them to places. But to start with, it gives me a great joy and pride to welcome all the parents out here. So thank you so much. First, in fact, today, breaking the hierarchy, and I'm taking the liberty to propose the vote of thanks first to all the parents out here. Since morning, I'm seeing that they are in large number with great enthusiasm. They are here. And we are now, as on the first day when they came here with their sons and daughters, and they were assured that they were into good hands. Now again, they are back with them, and they are there ready to achieve the new heights into their life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to start with, now let me first extend our heartfelt gratitude to the President of Shri Vileparle Ke Lavani Mandal, Shri Amrish Bhai Patel, and all the office bearers and trustees for creating a wonderful education ecosystem
all the infrastructural, all the educational, mentoring facilities that you see here is made available by these visionaries into the education field. And along with them, all our office bearers, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of them on behalf of the principal and the Students' Council of the college. Also to our Honorable Secretary of the Mandal and Honorable Treasurer of our Mandal and two of our mentors, Dr. Jayant Gandhi and Shri Harshad Bhai Shah. They had been a great support in all our endeavors. And yes, a special mention and a special gratitude to our chief guest for the day, Dr. Subhadra Anand. Ma'am, listening to you was really giving us an experience, a live experience of how a mentor really speaks. The kind of care, the kind of empathy with which you spoke to each one of us. And we have just, mesmerized by the speed and the efficiency and the ease with which you made each one of us your mentee, and how a true mentor is. You have made us experience that once again. Former principal, RD National College, an author, a coach, a mentor, and former CEO of Save the Children organization. And of course, the young, enthusiastic, and talented Miss Falguni Khanna, UPG alumni, and a great achiever. We have seen her work also. I would like to extend the heartfelt gratitude to our principal, our true leader, our captain, Dr. Anju Kapoor, also our vice principal, Miss Smriti Nanavati, our registrar, Kalika Kherdikar, all the staff members, teaching staff members, non-teaching staff members, the support staff members, all the student participants, all the winners and the achievers for the day, once again the parents who are here to support all of us and to mark, their trust in us. Also a heartfelt gratitude and thanks to all the staff members of this facility, Mukesh Patel Auditorium. And we have some professional services hired on sound, on light. So all the technical support that we have got here, we are grateful to them and we are thankful to them. We also would like to thank the Students' Council, all the volunteers, starting with the General Secretary, Satlaj Mane, and his entire team.